My cabbages! Low, low, man. Ah, my cabbages!
What's up, everybody? Andrew Esquire, and this is The Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. Hot from Seoul. I got everything set up here. I have my apartment so perfectly set up here. I absolutely love it. It's nice to have a home base where you can just come back and you've got this, everything set up. I got all my cold weather clothing here. It's beautiful. I got all my beautiful suits. Absolutely loving it here in Seoul, South Korea. Of course, I'm in Gangnam today, but we'll be in Mapo tomorrow for the court date with Mr. Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael. I know it's not actually Khalid, it's Khalid, whatever. We'll be there tomorrow to see him in court, and there's going to be a lot of people there. So today what I'm doing is a little bit of a pre-trial. So this is going to be explaining some of the more minutia of what's going to happen tomorrow. This won't be as long of a stream. And I will just go through some of the basic questions that I'm seeing in my comments, I'm seeing on my Twitter, I'm seeing other places, and some of them need to be corrected, talked about, etc. We'll get to that, how I'm going to cover it. So we're going to get to a lot of the questions about the trial tomorrow, also how I'm going to report on it, where you guys can stay tuned, because I know a lot of you have been watching me for now months. We've been covering this since November, almost October, November, when I really got into it hard. And a lot of you have been with me this entire journey, so you want to see the updates as they come in, and I want to tell you the best way to get those, whether you want to check that out on X and follow me over there. My handle is The Legal Mindset because somebody stole Legal Mindset, so I had to deal with The Legal Mindset. But you can follow me on X, of course, The Legal Mindset, or here on YouTube. I will have updates on both very, very swiftly. So we're going to talk about exactly how I'm going to do that today. We'll talk about a lot of other trial specifics. Also, I got a little bit of extra here. There's a little bit of news about the brawl in Busan. So this is something that we've been speculating about, but now it seems the brawl in Busan may be moved to Monday. So as of Monday, we may have potential conflict between Johnny Somali and his former colleagues, now people who wish him nothing but jail, now people who do not like him, and don't care for him. But the kick streamer group, Ice Poseidon, Suspendus, and I believe there's others that have joined, like Xena. And that crew is apparently coming to Busan now very soon. In fact, just days after the Johnny Somali trial. So we may have some conflict in Busan very, very shortly. We'll see. We'll talk about that at the end of the stream, because that's it's new news. It's definitely relevant, but it's not about the trial. So that's what we're going to have today. And we're not going to go too long, because of course, some of us have to wake up early tomorrow and get ready for everything, get ready for the good stuff. But let's get through all the memberships here. Alpha O for 1 membership. Thank you so much for that. And then King Lugia with 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Always a great gifter, King Lugia, and extraordinarily based. And then Rigo coming up with the 20 Legal Mindset membership.
Yes. Emotional damage.
Because as Cindy Collins says, when he sees, and he watches all of my streams, the whole thing, he watches everything, he is definitely coping and seething. Somewhere out there, Ramsey is full of...
You are coping and seething.
It's happening somewhere. Also, we may or may not have a remix of Coping and Seething that I need to upload. I need to get into my Rolodex. I'm going to try to see if I can get that for tomorrow. It's a very special remix. And if I can get it for tomorrow, that would be fantastic. But thank you guys for the gifts. Appreciate you guys supporting me. And everyone who helps out on this channel. I really do appreciate and love you guys. Rigo for 10 says, this has been a long time coming. So ready to hear about the trial updates. Bring it on. RKI drama. It's RKI facts. You know, a lot of people like to frame trials as drama, but these have real impacts on people's lives and on the justice system or the injustice system. And what I mean by that is when people are allowed to get away from any sort of legal punishment, and of course, vigilantism is discouraged, well, then you just see an uptick in real crime. So in times in which vigilantism, is discouraged or punished, and they're not getting punished in the system, you see a wild uptick in crime because people know they can get away with it. So this is something that is going to have long-term effects on Korea and maybe even immediate effects on Korea, because I think that other streamers are looking at this and they're saying, okay, if Somali is punished, we have to behave in Korea. We can't do this anymore because now there's a precedent, a case precedent. And they're just going to look at Somali and say, oh, this is another Somali and punish him like Somali. But if he gets away with it, then we're free reign to do whatever we want. We know it's going to be a slap on the wrist and we're going to get away with it. And, that's why I have been on the side of this needs to be as severe as possible so people stop coming to Asia and messing around in ways that are not just offensive to the culture, but illegal. They stop feeling like this is a giant theme park where they don't have to obey any laws or rules and they can do whatever they want, which is not true. Some of the views and the words that are coming out of these people's mouths, they would never say in the United States and never do in the United States or any other Western country. It's kind of insane. Humanity is doomed, period, says Kamusta from the Philippines. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I had a great tak galbi. I had some chicken galbi, right? Tak galbi. Excellent, with a good friend of mine here who's also helping out with the case. He's been, a really big supporter, really helping out. So once again, I went out, treated him to some food, and it's been really great to really see from my perspective to see the work that everybody put in. So many people have put in such hard work on this case, and to see it come together, that really is amazing. To see that so many people working together and coming together, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And it's also because of the support of you guys. That your support has 100% helped us get things done behind the scenes. Some of them in the scenes, as such as the interviews, which you guys saw, which were translated. I had just had somebody email me today about coming to do interviews, and I said, yeah, sure, come on over, let's talk. The more exposure on this, the better, and you guys have been a big part of helping out because your likes, your subscribes, your comments drive this in the algorithm and help other people know this is an important issue. And it's also helped make my channel the source of information on this, because there's a lot of other channels that are putting out wildly inaccurate information. In fact, when I put out my video the other day about the new charge, I saw other channels saying that he's already been convicted of 10 years in jail. That's not true, right? Up to 10 years is possible. Not going to happen because they never give the maximum sentence. But it's possible, but a conviction, no. So you got to be very careful when you're watching other channels, what they're saying, what they're putting out there, because they're not being articulate about it. And in the law, details matter. Details matter a lot. They make a wild difference between somebody that's been accused of a crime and convicted of a crime. That's two different things. Anybody can be accused of a crime. That requires no evidence, no proof. Being convicted requires going through a system and being proven, often beyond a reasonable doubt, as you in America are familiar with the standard, being proven guilty of those crimes. Tankrat for 50 AD, 50 dinar says, look at what I find when I wake up, a mindset stream on the cabbage debacle. Well, good to see you. We'll be, I guess when you're going to bed, we'll be about when we're getting the results of the first day of the Ramsey trial. So that'll be interesting, but we'll be back for that. Grandmaster Pie for Two says, Brawl in Busan sounds like a WoE event. I think it's like Thrilla in Manila, except for it's the limp-wristed kick streamer, tism version, right? The ADHD, like lost my meds in Ibiza version. It's definitely not good old school boxing. I mean, I wish these guys would just throw down in the boxing ring like regular celebrities, right? I mean, that would be more fun. Like, okay, if Johnny wants to fight Ice Poseidon in the ring, go ahead. Or Hank, you know what? They could probably tag team Hank and Johnny versus Ice. I would put my money on Ice because he's just a bigger dude and he's actually like fought before. Yeah, I think that, that would be my money in that boxing match. But, no, they gotta do these streaming wars that are really, really just weird. Piotr Suwala dropping a big 50. What?
Emotional damage.
You know that over there in his little cold apartment with Hank in the 15th floor in Jamshil, you know that Ramsey is.
You are coping and seeding.
He cannot believe the memberships he's seeing. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate that. Jinsnap, welcome as a member. Thank you guys for the support. You're great. I'm here for the scuff. Also, thank you for the 10.
Yes.
Thank you. Loomy Angler, what's up, Loomy? Says Andrew, let's fucking go. Let's do it. We got a big one today that we're going to get into. Actually, I'll pull up the itinerary for today while we're queuing up here. I'll pull up the itinerary. Let's see what we got. I made some addendums to my last PowerPoint, so we're just going to use that good old template. Let's make sure this is all right. Yeah, we're good here. We're good here. That should be all right? I don't think we need to share the audio though. Let's see if StreamYard doesn't crash out. StreamYard may want to crash out. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so we got this. Boom. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. There's our little thing for today. Of course, that was the thumbnail right there, the trial we got there. Okay. So that's going to be our itinerary, but let's get into this. Let's get at the rest of these super chats before we go. Big Buddha says, I took a pill into bees is a good song. Yeah, it's a good song. I have no problem with it. I like music. I like a lot of music. I'm a music lover. I love all music. I think there's a time and a place for every single song. Sometimes the time and place is questionable, but there's a time and a place. Geodax or Lodet Sack says for 20 pounds, wondering if you would do a live short video laying everything down concisely and get a Tozy to message larger creators to spread the truth and not AI random stuff. But have fun, you glorious law nerd. I will make a short and compact video. So I'm going to explain how I'm going to cover it. I'm probably going to end up with 3 videos. Okay. Or at least 2, but probably 3. I'll explain why. Manachan for 125 says, sup, Legal Mindset. Currently at work right now and can't watch a live or catch this later. Sending this just to annoy our little cabbage boy. Yeah. Senior Muffin Top for 10 says, I haven't caught you live for a while. I'm glad I got to see it. Also, keep up the good work. I'm ready to hear about this trial with the Cabbage Man. Oh, yeah, you'll hear about it tomorrow for sure. Michael McLeod for 10 says, or the third option, streamers try to outdo Johnny and further complicate the situation. That's what I'm worried about, but that would be very bad for them. Imagine all 15 of them or 30 of them getting travel banned for months in Korea, because they'll do it. At this point, they did it with Johnny, they would do it for them. And all of those guys are heavily dependent on streaming for income. So if all of those guys are trapped in Korea, for most of those guys, that would bankrupt them because many of them are not making that much money. But the other ones would be completely shut down. The ones that have more money, that have savings, whatever, they'd be fine. But there are some that it would be a big thing for. It'd be very, very big. Sheep for 7 months says him shitting bricks would be good for a birthday gift. That would be funny. Elger Work for 5 says the power of disgust for people who act like nuisance is not to be trifled with. It's getting peak over here in Asia. People are over it. People are done with it. Expats here are sick of it. The natives are sick of it. Locals are sick of it. In Japan, in Korea, Southeast Asia, generally people are not okay with this anymore. And the fact is that Japan has now made up a specific word for nuisance streamers. When you are to the point where people are inventing a word for you, it has gone too far. Repton, member for 12 months, says Hank, RKI, and Ice Poseidon can go wrestle for all we care, maybe even with all of her clothes off. Good one. I got that. C. Chan for Singapore 298 says, hey, Ramsey, here's to you being banned from Asia. Well, he's already banned from Japan for 5 years. So if he gets banned, in which he will be once he's convicted, he will be deported and unable to enter Korea, at least for 5 years, maybe for longer. that is an effective ban for him. I mean, he's not going to be doing this in 5 years. His possibilities will be gone. And even then, they can still deny him in the future because he's been convicted. Ryobi says, Ramsey and the rest of nuisance streamers are not just a Korean Japanese, it's international and bipartisan, as you said a while back, as ever since the lockdowns are. Yes, this is not a left-right issue. In fact, that's one of the things I was talking about today. In Korea, a lot of the streamers that came together to stop Ramsey, some of them are effectively communist and some of them are super right-wing. So, you've got the whole spectrum. You've got people in the middle as well. You've got centrists. You've got people that are apolitical. You've got all sorts of people. And in fact, because of the political situation in Korea, some of them really don't agree on anything else other than fuck Johnny Somali, fuck Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael. And you know what? That's actually kind of why I liked covering this content, because it's something we can all agree on. You may not like how I cover it. You may not like my particular language. You may think I'm a little crass. You may think I swear too much. But I present things in an authentic way. This is the real me. This is the genuine me, with, rough edges and everything. And I try to give you the unfiltered truth, because that's just the way I've always done it on my channel. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy it, like the video, leave a comment. Deadly Kitten 87 says, hello, Legal Mindset in chat, work and lurk. So lurk here. So have fun, everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And also, if you guys want to do any supporting of the team, we've also got the Ko-Fi up. If you want to go over there, Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire. I've already taken one or two of them out to dinner already. But if you want to come over here and you feel generous, you've got some money, you can go over to Ko-Fi, Andrew Esquire, and donate a little to getting everybody a coffee, getting everybody a dinner, getting some food. I do plan on showing Atozi around. I sent an offer to him. Actually, just before the stream, that if he wants to see the Comfort Woman statues, I'm happy to take him there and show him the statues, so he can also, just understand the gravity of what Ramsey did. I'm happy to, show people, educate people, and tell people about this. I do expect there to be a good number of people at this trial tomorrow. He's already here. QB for 10. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Appreciate that support. Asian Dragon says, I would love to be the Gold Goblin while Daogun and others are in Busan. I'll relay the thrill, and I hate why we need multiple cameras while talking to each other. It's stupid. Yeah, I know. It's kind of dumb that everybody has their camera at a table. They're all at McDonald's, and there's like 20 cameras because they're all having a camera in front of their face talking to each other. It's really weird. I'm here for the scuff for 2, says the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. That does happen. C. Chan says, I dare Ramsey to go to Singapore next. He will not. It will not go well. Although I would love for him to go there and get caned. That would be fun. Rayobi for 279 says, people love George Carlin and he's crass. I know, but some people, are extraordinarily sensitive. Some people are extraordinarily, prudent with their language, but me, when I see the level of crimes that Ramsey has committed in Korea, it is something that does make me sad and angry at the same time. And it is a righteous indignation. Let's see. David Gunderman for 99 cents. I'd like to buy a beer at Art Monster in Gangnam. Yeah, for sure. Sometime I'll be in town. I hope you'll be able to get the course. I will not be here next weekend. However, I will be back a lot. So don't worry. We'll have a chance to get a beer if you're around Seoul. And we'll probably end up doing like a larger meetup at some point during this in Seoul. So I'll let you guys know. I think that'd be a really cool thing, especially if people could come and hang out and like a positive environment. I think that'd be fine. Spider Bro for $9.99 says, getting in on this golden shower. What's up, BLM? Hope Korea throws the book at them. Let's go. And YouTube censorship is working overtime. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Unfortunately, yes, YouTube does censor. Be careful with the language. It is what it is. Fortex says 2.2K already here. Cope, Ramsey, and C. Oh, he is super coping. Also, I think we've hit the goal. So that's right. We've hit the goal. Maximum cope for the Cabbage Boy. Thank you. Nikki P says, mega-based LN team. I'm super excited to see everybody tomorrow. So pumped. Matt Lamb, member for 1 month, says UK wants extradition of the Chape brothers. That's a whole separate thing. I'm not even going to touch that topic because that's a political and international hot potato. So that's a whole separate thing. Rigo for 10 says, you swearing offends me and my delicate sensibilities. Just kidding. Keep it up and enjoy the gold. Hoping to meet you at a bar sometime if I'm ever in the same city. Yeah, if you're in Asia, you're in Japan, you're in Thailand, you're in Korea, hit me up. Because between those 3 countries, I am there very, very often. Send me an email. If you're in Japan or Korea or Thailand, just be like, hey, are you in town? I probably am. But I'm in those countries. I'm in those countries, if not every month, every other month. So you should check it out. All right, so let's start with this and start with my presentation here of the trial tomorrow and what to expect. So I want to make sure you guys are briefed on this because we are going in and starting as of, it's lagging a little bit here, as of tomorrow. So this is going down tomorrow in Seoul, South Korea. Let's see, is it lagging? I think we're all right here. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Canva was being naughty. Sorry, bad Canva. All right, we don't need audio for this. We just need the text. There you go. Much better. All right, so trial. When is the trial? It is tomorrow in Seoul. So it is tomorrow. So I will say this. I don't want to give exact time and court room because there's already a lot of people coming and it's a very small courtroom. So frankly, not everybody's going to be able to be seated. But it is going down tomorrow. And so you guys will have the update. By this time tomorrow, you will have 1, if not 2 streams with updates. Let me say this one more time. By this time tomorrow, you will have 1, if not 2 streams. Okay. So it is tomorrow in Asia time. So right now it's 11:23 p.m. So within 24 hours, the same time tomorrow, you're going to have some updates for sure. So at this point, you'll have 1, if not 2 streams to update you. JP Ravenfire for 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. And then call me Katie with 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. You know somewhere Ramsey has got that.
Emotional damage.
Oh, he's definitely got it. C-Chan says, I hope Dalgoon says Origa to Ice Poseidon. Oh, man, that would be great. But you know what? I will say this. If all Ice Poseidon's crew does, and we'll talk about this later, guys, don't worry. If they come here just to renew their visas and they just maybe, they go to Busan, they eat some live octopus. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. The Korean live octopus dish. Look it up. I can Google a video later if you guys want. But, they just eat some Busan food and they leave and they don't cause any problems at all. That's fine. That's whatever. They're just renewing their visas for Japan because they have to leave the country and come back. It is what it is, right? But if they come here thinking they're going to get away with some of the things that they got away with in Japan, it's probably not going to go as well for them. I'm just saying. LJ O'Rourke, gold for the double stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're definitely, there'll be 2 tomorrow. It's just the timing is something that I can't promise 100%. Call me Katie. Also, thank you for Canadian 10. Thank you. It says golden shower to make Ramsey Mall. Thank you. You know, it's funny. Actually, we have a lot of Canadians helping with this. A lot of Canadian, Korean expats that are helping with this. So there's a big force of Canucks. So despite our tariff war, we can all come together to agree in our distaste of Johnny Somali. I like that. I love it. Also, somebody in the chat asked, have you met Atozi? I have not met him in person yet. We're talking a lot. We're talking behind the scenes. So I have his information. We're talking. I gave him directions to where to meet me. We're going to meet tomorrow morning. So, he's got my info. Ryobi says, octopus sashimi. Sounds delicious. It is delicious. It is. Tasigi says, live octopus. Sanakchi. Yes, Sanakchi. Yes, Sanakchi. That's right. My man knows. If you've tried Sanakchi, you know. Draken for 5 Swiss francs says, I just hope they don't come in my lovely Thailand like this. Otherwise, Nos and streamers who disturb in Bangkok, tomorrow will be a wonderful day. So Ice Poseidon got kicked out of Bangkok. So he actually got arrested in Bangkok. He got kicked out. He had to apologize. There's a public apology video from him. And they probably will not mess with Thailand because they've been really strict on the streamers and they're not fucking around. And Gino, who's Johnny's buddy, almost got his ass kicked by a bunch of Thai gangsters. So they kind of got the memo not to screw around there. Yeah, that they're in. I think Ice may even be banned from Thailand. I'm not 100% on that, but because he was arrested and has a conviction, I believe he's banned. But I'd have to double check on that. So I don't think. And also, yeah, like my mod said, Danielle, Google Klong Prem, and then also Google Thai Prison World Cup. There are so many prisoners from around the world in Thailand that they can do a World Cup soccer game with prisoners. Think about that for a second. I don't think they're fucking around. Fitty Tucker. For Fitty legal mindset memberships. Holy smoke. Now that is what I'm talking about. Let's get a little different one for that. That's so good. It wakes up the my favorite Japanese commercial. Thank you, Fitty Tucker. Thanks for the support. Appreciate you. Very, very, very based. Nick Cliff says, from Farm That Cabbage, Johnny. Indeed. And Asian Dragon 456 says, Andrew, could you give us who O.J. Simpson is and why Johnny Somali is using him as a reference for why he's not guilty? He believes that he's just going to walk out of there. And I've got the text messages. I've got the emails. In fact, we'll look at the email again from yesterday. If you remember that coping email, the pathetic coping email, he actually screwed his legal case by sending me that email because he said, even like days before the trial, that he believes the justice system is a joke and he's going to walk. So even that is already screwing his case. So we'll let me talk about that in a second. The last one here, and then we're going to continue. Armando Limon for 10 says, Ismael can't get a tourist visa to China due to criminal conviction. He would have to fly back to the U.S. to even apply. My wife is from China and applied for visas for me and my children under the process. I agree with you. However, what we've seen from some of these nuisance streamers is they are lying on their visa applications. Some of these nuisance streamers are not disclosing that they are convicted criminals and they are traveling abroad. That is a big issue. And a lot of them, if the government finds out and the government is told about this, which in the case of Japan, I think that the government is being informed now, they may be permanently banned for lying, not just for being a criminal, but now for lying on their visa papers because they didn't disclose that when they come in. You have to disclose that when you enter the country that you are a convicted criminal if you have a felony against you or a serious charge against you. Lumini Angler. Lumlum says, I don't know, for 5, says, I don't know if you've seen this, but Casey Anthony is back on social media and thinks the younger generation will know she is. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's a Lumi. Let's not even go there tonight, okay? I appreciate the super chat, but let's not even start with Casey Anthony. K Kerbal for £199. Thank you. And C-Chan for $2.98 says, I hope Ramsey is banned from Shinga too. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, also, let me get this one for Fitty. Fitty for 10 says, if he gets at least 2 years, I'm transposing the F and T on my YouTube handle as a milestone. I love it. It's great. Okay. Let's get here. Who is going to be there? So who is going to be there? I'm going to be there. Atozi will be there. Korean YouTubers will be there. Now, I'm not going to say which are going to be there. I kind of want it to be a little surprise. But some of the Korean YouTubers, at least one, possibly more of the ones that I have interviewed are going to be there. And actually, there was one interview I didn't air that because of the recording quality, et cetera. So I actually interviewed more. But that said, there's going to be Korean YouTubers there. There's going to be a lot of Korean people that were helping as well. Those are going to come. There's been some gaijin that have reached out to me. There's a based viewer. Shout out to you if you're watching right now. A based viewer who ran into me in Gangnam Station and was like, yo, bro, what's up? And I'm like, hey, yeah, nice to meet you. And he DM'd me and was like, yo, can I come tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, come on in. And there's some other folks that have volunteered to, come out and help out and be there. So it should be fun. So in just our crew. And then, of course, we've got my translator, Dr. Ulrich, who's coming from Suwon. So we've got a big crew. We're going to have a gang tomorrow. We'll definitely have a group photo. Unlike Johnny Salami, I will ask permission from everybody before I take any photos and release them on social media. Just because, that's normal. That's how normal people do it, that aren't weird streamers that believe that they have the right to everybody else's image, even in Asia when they don't, and it's against the law. So should be very interesting. Also, K. Kerbal asked for 189. Are you going to submit emails as evidence? Yeah, there's already a huge evidence package. There's already many things that have been submitted and will be submitted to the court. So yes, and even today, there's other people, like for example, my good friend Armchair Detective, shout out to him, that are submitting just extra comments and reports and public reports to the court. And like other channels have said, these public complaints and public reports alone, they don't matter, but in mass they do. And a bunch of people emailing that they care about this trial means it's very important and will be treated more seriously. LJ O'Rourke says, I've been so excited for any trial. Yeah, fuck around and find out. I know, it's really crazy. Okay, so how will you cover it? Here's the problem, guys. Here's the big problem. How will I cover it? It's not live streamable. And we are not allowed to do voice recording or video recording, right? So I can't stream it. I can't record it. No. But you're not banned from having a phone, and you're not banned from texting. So you're not banned from tweeting. So tweeting is allowed. So I will be able to live tweet it. So I am going to live tweet it. So if you follow my X, I will be doing play-by-plays of what's happening tomorrow. So as it's happening in the court, you're going to get live tweets, right? That's the most live I can go without video. So that's going to be play-by-play. You guys are going to know things as they happen. Now, of course, it's a tweet. So it's going to be like, just basic information. And then once that is done, I will probably get some food, get a little lunch. And then after lunch, I'm going to do a quick stream. It'll be the middle of sometime, whatever. Like it'll be at some point whenever I finish. Could be whenever the trial finishes. Or some dinner. It might be dinner. Who knows? I'm going to get some food. Whenever it finishes, I will do a quick reaction stream for you guys. This could be in the middle of the night for you or before you wake up if you're on the East Coast in the US. Just fair warning. You might be sleeping. But I want to get the information out there quickly because there's a lot of bad information and a lot of false information about what's going on. And I also know that my tweets will be misinterpreted sometimes, especially by people that run AI channels or other stuff. So I want to make sure I set the record straight with a live that I go into deeper explanation. That's stream number one. Stream number two, we're going to try to get a transcript, like a actual transcript, word by word of what happened. Like we can read the transcript. If we can do that, we'll have a second stream where I'll go over that. That might be 24 hours later, right? It might be the next day, but the first one will be a summary. That's not necessarily verbatim, but as close as we can get. And then we're going to try to do another one that's a transcript. So you're going to have a lot of coverage on this to kind of understand what happened. It's never as good as video. Video is always the best. Video is king, but I'm trying to do the best for you guys. Any luck on a courtroom artist? We talked around. I don't think anybody popped out as amazing to do it. We certainly, I think, would have to find somebody very specific and pay them. And it might be more worthwhile for when he takes the stand as a witness, or if he has to testify, or if people are testifying against him, which is not tomorrow. So here's what I want to put. What will you learn, right? What will you learn? Tomorrow is the first day. This is not the last day. No matter what, tomorrow will not be the last day. It doesn't matter what Johnny does or what he says. There's no way that tomorrow is his last day of court. So what are we going to learn? And I'm being very careful here because I want to keep Johnny a little uncomfortable about the process and procedure. I want to keep it a little mysterious. I don't want to give him any hints. But we'll just say this. There are several charges. There's 2 obstruction of business and 2 minor crimes act. We're going to learn details about all of those. Now, not all the details, just like a basic description of what happened and why they're charging him with those charges. But we're going to learn about each of those charges. So the judge is going to explain, you are charged with obstruction of business for X. And they're going to explain what the 4X is, at least basic explanation. And you're charged with a minor crimes act for Y. A lot of what we've been covering has been speculation. Now, it's been good speculation, but it hasn't been confirmed. So there could be, as I'm tweeting it out, as I'm talking about it, there could be some different scenario, some other thing he did that also was chalked up as a violation of the Minor Crimes Act. We'll have to find out exactly what that is. Why are there 2 separate charges? What are they for? For obstruction. What was obstruction 1, 2? Was it the convenience store and the bus? Was it the convenience store in Lotte World? Was it the convenience store and another convenience store? Was it the convenience store and the pizza place? We'll figure that out tomorrow. And that's very important to learn. We'll also have him confirm his name. Of course, he's going to have to say his name, Ramsey Khalid or Khalid Ismael. He's going to have to probably disclose. Now, we already have his address. We know he's living with Hank. That's clear. He's in Jamshil. But in the apartment that was bought by rich mom and granddad and silver spooned into his life. We know where he is. We know exactly where he is, in fact. But he'll have to confirm that information. He'll also have to confirm his acknowledgement of all the charges. Now, an interesting fact is, just today, his lawyer was informed that there's a new charge. See, I knew there was a charge because I maybe had the inside scoop a couple days ago when the judge put it on the docket. But his lawyer's just figuring out today. So isn't that a hell of a surprise when your lawyer finds out you have an extra charge for the next day? That is a hell of a blindside. And I'm not going to say anything more because I want them to be blindsided tomorrow in court. But I'm very much looking forward to that. And Ramsey hasn't even received an English translated notice. The only notice he's got is my streams, which, imagine you're having to get your legal updates from my streams. Imagine the peak.
Emotional damage.
Gen X role model says, are you going to share the email address with the court? I'm not sharing it with you in the public for 2 reasons. Number one, if I was to share the email address, which has the domain of the pornographic website, that could be interpreted as distribution or promotion of pornography. And that is not allowed in the Kingdom of Thailand, where I was before, or in Seoul, South Korea here. So in order to avoid that, I am not promoting his pornography website, which, hilarious enough, someone actually did a search for how many unique viewers his porn website has gotten. 0. And he's made 0 off of it, which is glorious. But that will be shared with the court, and the court will get to know all the titles. The stepmom gets a pie and a certain pie that may or may not involve cream. All those sort of types of titles that are on this website, which are absolutely interesting, let's say. So that'll be submitted to the court. The judge will see that. But that's not for me to put on YouTube. And also, once again, YouTube, by the way, on a lot of my streams talking about this, they go yellow, they get demonetized, which is why I, am happy you guys helped me out with the goal, because I don't make very much ad revenue. So your super chats and memberships really are what gets me through. So arigato gozaimasu, kamsahamnida, gopgun kap, whatever country I'm in. Thank you from the bottom of my Asia living heart. For helping support me, because YouTube obviously doesn't like some of these topics. They're too spicy. LJ O'Rourke says, legal mindset, there are 2 LJs. Wait, 2 LJs? What? How dare ye? I'm here for the scuff says, damn, don't use Twitter. That's fine. What I will also do is, once again, I'm going to have a YouTube stream. So just chill, and there'll be a stream within a couple hours after I get back home. As soon as I get back home, there'll be a stream. I cannot tell you what time because I don't know what time I'll get back, but there will be a stream. I'm going to have the thumbnail ready to go. So all I got to do is like pull it up and then go. And so you're probably going to see like a 5-minute notice for it because I'm just going to rip it and go live. Do the today clip, Legal Mind said. It's glorious. Oh, okay, I got it. You want me to do the Fuamoko today clip? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you'll be there, okay? Today. Today. Not tomorrow. Today.
My VTuber enjoyers. I got you. Wolf and Wings for 10 says, I'm a truck driver heading to Brooksville, Florida today. So sad that I'll miss the live. Oh, awesome. Well, I do know Brooksville. I think I dated a girl from Brooksville. I actually did. I dated a girl from Brooksville. Anyways, we're not going there. Drive safely. Okay? Drive safely. Fernando W. for 200 yen says, is he going to be arrested after tomorrow? Okay. So, no. Unless he does something at trial, like he gets violent, or Hank and him try to like attack somebody, then he won't be taken like in handcuffs away. Remember, the whole thing is the punishment. The process is the punishment. The punishment is the state of Korea doesn't have to pay for his meals. It doesn't have to pay for anything else. It pays for nothing other than just the judge's salary and the prosecutor's salary. It doesn't have to put him in a jail that they have to pay for. He has to deal with that. And it's expensive to be here. Guys, you know, when I'm in Korea for a week, it's about as expensive as living in Bangkok for a month, right? You know, entertainment aside, you know, and trips and stuff like that, and you know, other stuff that I wouldn't do normally. My birthday, if I go to like an omakase on my birthday, that might be more expensive. But normal living, I can live for a month in Bangkok for a week in Korea. That's kind of the difference in price. So just to tell you, it is fairly expensive to be here if you're living just a normal diet. And it's cold. So, you know, he's got to cuddle with Hank. I'm here for the scuff. Gifted 10 Illegal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much for that support. Yes. At 181, almost 200 members, 181 new members today. Thank you for that, guys. Appreciate that. Call me Khalid says, allow me to damage more emotions. Suck it, Ramsey. Thank you so much for that. Call me Katie. Thank you. Silbury says, member for 12 months, don't even worry about the AI channels. Let that situation, the people involved, ruin themselves. Also, 1 year anniversary. Yeah, happy anniversary. I still love you, Silbury. I still love you. Biggest says, I hope one of the obstruction of business charges the bus. I do too. I think that one will be a slam dunk, and I really want to hear from the bus driver and the manager. That would be great. And remember, that's going to be a separate court date. Gen X says the email to report him. Okay, let me hold off on that because there's some things I'm concerned about in terms of like putting out something where people could spam it in a malicious way. So I don't want to put out an email that could be maliciously spammed. So if you have a genuine thing to contribute, you can forward it to me or you can contact me and I will direct you. But I'm a little bit reticent to put out people's like personal emails or their direct emails because it lends itself to malicious people. And remember, Johnny Somali's people, Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael's people, are insane and unhinged. And they do things like, for example, trying to contact people's family, doxing people, threatening people. You have to really be careful. And as much as I know that you guys have good intentions, his community does not. These are the worst people. You have to understand, his viewers are the worst scum of basement dwelling bottom feeders that are out there. And they are absolutely horrible people. So you have to keep them in mind when you're doing things and understand that they will do stupid stuff. And they will be absolutely horrible. So you just have to be very careful. He still has viewers. Yeah, he has a community. It's not very big, but he does have one. Also, call me Katie with another 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Here we go.
Emotional damage.
Suffer, Ramsey, suffer. Felix Wu for 78 Hong Kong. Johnny, you want this? You want this, Johnny? It's not for you. Thank you so much, Felix. Oh, Johnny is so burning right now. He hasn't made a cent. He didn't even make $1 on Rumble last month. Not even $1. It's hilarious. Mantis for 10 says, since the trial will take place in a couple days. No, Mantis, not a couple days. A couple hours relatively. It's coming within the next 12 hours, the trial. I don't want to say the exact time or whatever, but it's coming very, very soon. Eden Vinoy, member. Welcome. Fapa X for £5 says, thanks for covering this. Look forward to the live. Yeah, it's going to be great. Jen Role Model said respect. Yeah. I think ahead. I'll read this last one and then we'll continue. Geodax and LoadThatSack says, perhaps we should show the facts about the lawyer finding about things a day before as well, and RKI being punished. Would it be better if only those that can afford a lawyer? Now, here's the thing with this. Let me explain. They get public defenders here. So he has a public defender. His lawyer is free. He did not pay for his lawyer. This is not a big name criminal defense lawyer. He has a public defender. Public defenders, just like in the United States, in South Korea, public defenders have hundreds of cases. At least dozens, often hundreds, both past and present. Because remember, even for their past cases, the past cases are often getting appealed. So they've got all these appeals going on. They've got current trials. They've got all sorts of bullshit to deal with. They've got interviews. They've got depositions. They got tons of stuff to do, these lawyers. They're very, very, very busy. So they don't have time for every client. They've got like 5 minutes for each person. They don't have time to sit there and spend hours and hours and hours on every trial. So he's getting, competent coverage, but not one that's deeply paying attention. Caramella Sicko says, I love it that Hank has a permanent PV sleeve. Oh, no. David Miller says, Femboy Friday is nigh. Oh, yeah. It's already Femboy. It's 10 minutes to Femboy Friday. Inyuki Inoue gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much. Rottweiler says, thanks for covering it. Looking forward to it. My pleasure, Rottweiler. The dogs are going to have a field day with these guys. And Kay, member for 3 months, says, Johnny Somali equals piece of shit. He brought me to you, so he did one thing right. That's good, and welcome, Kay. I'm glad that everybody who made it to me and who stayed here, I hope you enjoy my coverage. If not of this topic, of some topics, you can always let me know the topics you want me to cover, but I do think staying on top of these crimes in Asia is something I'm going to continue to do. Kay Kerbal from 199 says, do they have contempt of court? Yes. So if tomorrow he shows up, him or Hank, and they start yelling and screaming in the courtroom, they can be held in contempt. And there's real penalties for that. So if you start yelling and screaming or threatening people in the courtroom or yelling at the judge, oh boy, and throw out any hope of apology or whatever else if they started doing that. So yeah, if they were getting crazy, now I don't think they're going to do that. They are very chameleon-like. Both of those guys and many of these people, they act tough on the street. They're all tough guys. But then in front of the judge, they're crying little tears. They're crying their little, crocodile tears. Oh, we're so sorry. But it's all fake and it's all BS. And we have a clear evidentiary record of that. Very clear. Very clear. Edwin Vinoy for 5 Legal Minds and memberships. Thank you so much. Taystix for 5 says, are you going to meet up with the Tozy? Yes, tomorrow morning. I will meet up with him. His last VOD said he had a flight, so I'm going to see him very soon. Rare and Recruit says, I can only imagine Johnny Smalley's face when he's in court. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So good. All right. So, one more thing, and then we're going to continue. Mazarova Palma dropping 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Yes. All right. So, thank you, Mazarova Palma. Always love it. Thank you, Mazarova. So what will we learn? We'll learn the charges. We'll learn why. We'll learn how, where. And beyond that, we're also going to get perhaps, and this is a maybe, and I don't want to give any hints here, we could have a plea. Now, I don't want to give any strategy, but it is possible to plea to some or all of the charges. However, and by plea, I mean saying guilty or not guilty, right? However, no matter what he does, tomorrow won't be the next trial. So let me make it clear. No matter what he does, tomorrow won't be the next trial. Tomorrow won't be the last trial. It's going to go on for a while. Okay? So no matter what he does, whether he says he's not guilty, whatever, he's staying for a while. He's staying for a while in Korea. And what will happen afterwards? So obviously after, I'll fill you guys in, I'll stream, but there's going to be a next court date announced. So we're going to have the next court date. Also, Johnny Somali is probably going to start filing things. He's probably going to start filing perhaps an apology. And if he files an apology, there will be things filed against that apology, right? So there will be, that will probably happen after. Also, we're going to have witnesses that are going to come in future dates. So we're going to have an announcement of who's the witnesses. So we're going to have a lot of other filings. I don't want to give it away. Now, yes, I'm trying to give him without giving clues. So I don't want to give too much. And once again, I'm not telling him what to do. It's very strategic here. After he already fucks up in court, because he's going to fuck up, trust me. When he fucks up, we're going to go over tomorrow how he fucked up. But I can't say it now. I got to wait. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So I'm not giving him any hints. I'm not giving him any insiders. I'm not helping him at all. He's got Hank, who thinks he knows everything. So clearly he's got expert legal expertise from someone who's not a Korean lawyer, but whose grandpappy was a lawyer. So I guess because grandpappy takes care of him, maybe. But anyways, no, he hasn't been stream sniping me. He just watches them, and he talks about it in his Discord. I know because I see it. Like they post my stuff in his Discord. It's obvious. It's very obvious. Festus says, "What if he doesn't show up? Contempt of court. If you do not show up, that is contempt of court. Clearly, contempt of court. So, yeah." That's possible serious punishment. I don't want to go into details on that, but that would be bad if he does not show up. It'd be very, very bad if he doesn't show up. And they know where he is. So they're just going to go to Hank's apartment in Jamshil and get him. So it's obvious. Also, holy 50-50 from Katie. Yes. You got him. Thank you so much. Ramsey is real salty. Looking at the 251 new members today. 251 new members. That's more than people who give a shit about Ramsey's content. Thank you so much. If you received a gift membership today, thank you. Whether it was from Call Me Katie or from anybody else, please say thank you if you receive one of those memberships. Very generous, helps you guys out, gives you access to the member streams, which I do at least twice a month, once for BLM members, once for the RPG, the lower level membership, so all members. But thank you guys, appreciate that. And thank you for supporting the Cabbages, Katie. Very based of you. Much love from the chat. Thank you. So good. G1 Emma Unit, what's up? Says, oh shoot, Johnny's using a public defender, then Johnny will lose. Who will his public? We have their name. I'm going to be honest with you, G1. I respect them doing their job because, listen, they're doing their job. So I do not want to. I'm not Johnny Somali or the nuisance streamers. You know, those nuisance streamers and Johnny Somali, they lash out at everybody because they don't respect them. I respect public defenders. They're doing their job. It's their job. They don't deserve to be targeted or hated on. They have to represent them. They don't have a choice. So, you know, the public defender, I don't want to say their name so that people think they're evil because they're associated with Johnny Somali. They were assigned this client, right? So they're going to do their job. Now they're not going to do a 5-star hours of legal research every single day on this. No, he doesn't have the money for that, and he hasn't hired one. But Masrova and Falma dropping another 50 legal mindset memberships. What?
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is
so crazy. Thank you so much. Johnny is maximum cope right now. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. 감사합니다. Appreciate that. Thank you. Boss Amana says, oh boy, Somali is going to find out for real. Looking forward to tomorrow. Cheering for the Capitals. It's going to be great. I am super pumped for tomorrow. I mean, this is the culmination of months of coverage and also of a team of people that have worked extraordinarily hard. Now, it will not be over tomorrow, people. So let me read this here. When is the next court date? We don't know now, but I'm going to give you a guess, okay? Everybody is used to American trials where things are 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. This is not an American trial, people. Korean trials take months. My estimate at earliest would be, if they sped through it, I think it might be June or July. It could be October, depending on how this thing goes. We don't know exactly how they're going to play it out, how they're going to litigate it. The prosecutors have a lot of discretion to make it go faster or slower if they want to, and that's up to them, and that's up to the court. But this thing is going to go for a while, and he's not going to be leaving. It's going to be, by the time he's going to see all 4 seasons in Seoul, summer, winter, fall, everything, and because he came in fall, and he may not leave until fall. So this may be a long time. And mind you, that's only for this trial. If he has another trial, he's got to stay for that. Oh, and if he gets time, he's got to serve the time after that. It could be years he's here. And that would be great. Edwin Noy for 10, and then Cindy Collins for another 10. Oh, boy.
Yes.
Thank you, Edwin and Cindy. And then what the hell? We got Piotr Suwala dropping a big 50. What?
Emotional damage.
But I gotta play this. I'm gonna get a strike for this. This is gonna give me a copyright strike, but I do love this one.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
Johnny Somali is not leaving. Is not leaving Korea. We ain't going nowhere with our coverage either. This coverage is sticking around to the end of the cabbage train. Thank you. Kurtball says coping and seething for memberships. Yes, big time. And then Rigo dropping 20. What?
Emotional damage.
Oh, God. 370 memberships. Johnny is shooting. And then Sintatar Luchai. Oh, Kopkon Cop. I will see you on Saturday. We'll have our Zoom call. But good to see you. And thank you so much for that. Rigo, Sintatar Luchai, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And Mesrova Palma for check 200 said the longer the better. That's part of his punishment. Exactly. The process is the punishment. And by Korea making him stay here, he can't work. He has no work visa. Him streaming is another crime, which, by the way, be patient, people. Just because he hasn't been charged with that as a crime yet doesn't mean it won't be added on. Remember, it can be added on during the trial. So we've got that going on as well. Shoulder Tube says it'll be interesting to see him break character. I wish we could get video of that, because that would destroy this whole rep he's got of being this hard person as just this person who's a soft, pathetic, crying in court. And if he cries in court, we will report it, and you're going to have a lot of witnesses. So you don't have to even rely on me. You'll have a Tozy there. You'll have other people there. You have the Korean YouTubers. So there'll be other people to vouch for this, and other people you can ask to say, this isn't just me and Legal Mindset's biased coverage of this. No. This is me being objective about it, looking at the law, looking at the facts and the reality and how it plays out. And guys, yes, smash the like button. It does help out immensely on YouTube. Really big. Tastic says, can't wait for him to stand up and demand some sort of American things that don't exist. We'll see. I think he's just probably going to be very timid with his tail tucked between his legs. I think that's what he's going to do. We'll see. Bad News Badger for 50 Danish krona said, them Eastern countries are really into edging content.
Disgust.
Yeah, that was for you. Rare Recruit says, please let us know if Johnny has a reaction to seeing you in court. Oh, he's going to have a reaction for sure. 100%. Want to know how much you've gotten under his skin living rent-free in his head. I'm rent-free between him and Hanky Poo. Rent-free. Radio Iskandar says, emotional cabbage for 249 euros. Thank you. Asian Dragon for 20 says, Andrew, The last live yesterday, Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael, the chat community, and I don't care about your success. You're a failure and no longer will forgive you for what you did in Thailand, Japan, Israel, Korea. Yes, that's true. It's true. Nobody will forgive me. No, I'm joking. No, it's Ramsey for Ramsey. He has fucked around and he is about to find out. That's very true. Geodex says 300 plus memberships, 3K viewers, and not even 150 likes. What? Wait, that can't be right. No, we're at 800, but 900. We can get to over 1,000. Come on, guys. Come on. Smash that like button. You can do it. Doug Diaz for another 5. Thank you so much, Doug. Very based and longtime viewer. Cold Acid for Canadian 2 said, look forward to joining Somali learning how to farm. I do too. Okay, so the next court date. Let me explain this. The next court date, when? I don't want to give away too much. But if it's what we predict it to be, and it depends a lot on what Johnny does, which I'm not giving him any hints about. I'm not going to tell that motherfucker anything. And yeah, I called him a motherfucker and I don't regret it. So if it's how we think it's played out, there will probably be some sort of hearing in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. But then after that, there's probably going to be a break for 2 months. So we probably might not see anything for 2 months after that. So there might be one in 2 weeks, and it might be minor, like procedural, and there might be one in 2 months. It could be just one in a month. It depends on how it plays out. I'm not telling him. Once again, I'm not giving this guy any hints on how to make things go faster, slower, or whatever. He has to deal with this on his own. He has to navigate this on his own and figure out what to do. I think he thinks he has an idea of how to make it go faster, but it actually isn't going to work out for him, and it might completely backfire, which would be amazing. Cube for 20 says, whenever this is all over, assuming Ramsey Cabbage Ismael ever stops piling more charges on himself, it should become a very interesting international case study on how to deal with nuisance streamers. Exactly. This is going to become, you 3,000 people watching now, and everybody catch the replay, because now tens of thousands catch the replay, and millions of people watch my content as people around the world quote me directly. I just saw like the Express Tribune was just copy pasting my PowerPoints, and it was like Legal Mindset said this, and I'm like, well, it's fine. I'm happy. People can do that. Deserta as well. I give them my permission to do it, but this is going to be found by millions of people, and they're going to say this is what happens when you fuck around, and this will set the case precedent for countries and how you deal with these people. Because if they're let off again, then habit nuisance streamers are going to just continue to be a plague until some country stops it. And to be honest, Japan and Korea are being targeted right now. They're being actively targeted by nuisance streamers because they view them as relatively easy to get away with stuff in. That should not be the case. Why aren't they nuisance streaming in certain other countries? Why don't they go to the Middle East and nuisance stream, right? Why don't they go to certain parts of Southeast Asia? Why don't they go to South America and nuisance stream? Why don't they go to Mexico and nuisance stream? There's a reason for that. Right? There's a big reason for that. SpartanBot 1001 is a new member. And by the way, that does not mean Korean people or anything is weak, right? Not at all. They have mistaken their hospitality for weakness, and that is a fatal error. Rigo for 10 says, we all want to pile on the emotional damage. Thank you, and thank you for piling it high today. We've gotten it real high today. Johnny is going to be sleeping with nightmares based on this level. He's going to be absolutely plagued by doubt. He wouldn't know what to do if he was in the situation. Here's to hoping RKI will be there for at least 3 years. Yeah, that'd be great. 3 years would be great. If he gets, like, let's say the first obstruction of business, they give him 1 year, and the second they give him 2, that would be an epic victory. Understand that would be a big sentence in Korea. But I think it's justified this time. And there is case precedent in Korea for people going on a spree on multiple days of obstructing business. There is case precedent for that type of time. So 1, 2, 3 years, definitely possible. Ramen, odeng, yeah, kimchi, octopus, and soju sounds delicious. Too bad Johnny Somali can't afford it. No, he cannot. Dave for the 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for helping get us up to 434. Guvin Yang says, I'm well fed tomorrow while working. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, also who supported me on Ko-Fi and helped me out over there, Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire. Thank you for everybody who helped me out, buying everybody coffee and stuff like that, and helping people who are part of the team. Thank you guys as well for that. G1 Emma Yoon says, I know they're doing their job hard, but that doesn't have time to look over the case. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, it's true. They don't have time. They have like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes per case. They've got too many people. And I know this because for a while, I did criminal defense stuff in college as an intern. I did intern criminal defense. So I was assisting the public defenders, and I saw their caseload, and it was fucking nuts. It was nuts. They had so many cases. Digital Lee for 5 says, challenge, take a shot every time a new charge Ramsey brings upon himself and try not to get drunk. Difficulty impossible. Good luck in AA. Oh, yeah. Every time Ramsey puts his foot in his mouth. Player K125 for 2 says, legal ASMR. Ooh, I'm here for you guys. Nene, welcome as a new member. And Baked Buddhist for 5. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Shoulder Tube says, do you ever watch Korean theater? 5, 10, 12 hours. Yeah, no, I enjoy a lot of different Korean stuff. Just because I don't always listen to K-pop doesn't mean I am not a true blue lover of Korea. Asian Dragon says, why not nuisance streamer USA? Because here the First Amendment is vague. I think the Second Amendment has a lot to do with why they don't nuisance stream in America. That's my personal opinion. Salvador Calagris de Carril says, if they try that in Argentina, they will end up in the River Plate. Yes, that is so true. That is so true. They will end up they will end up growing into grass, which is eaten by the cows, which end up as my delicious, delicious steak. Ultra Fine Point for 10 says, go get him, brother. For all my South Korean brothers and sisters, 감사합니다. Yes, it's been great. And really, the biggest thank you is to all the Koreans that have helped me. I could not have done this without you. I could not have found this information. I could not have used my very questionable basic Korean to do the things that I've been, introduced to and given access to at the highest level. So a deep thank you to the Koreans and also to the expat community, the expatriates, the people from other countries living here. Thank you so much. He has been an embarrassment to people living abroad, and it has been really a redeeming thing to meet so many awesome expats, people living abroad or people who just travel abroad a lot. It's been awesome to meet you guys. And honestly, one thing I'm thankful for is the friends I've made along the way. Of this one. El Eagle, disciple of Wa, for 50,000 dongs says, months, even years. Dang, should I feel bad about his sugar daddy spending pocket money for his sorry ass? Well, here's the thing. His sugar daddy may have to pay his fine because that fine could be in the tens of thousands of dollars. And I don't even want to know how much sucky, Hank is going to extract from him for paying, a $10,000 or $20,000 fine. I'm talking US dollars, not won. That's going to be a hefty bill. Salvador Calagaran, still Korean. Welcome as a new member. Frank Burrito for 2 says, you think he'll be a pastor after his jail term? He'll need to pray. He'll need to pray. Sobi Zainal says he probably won't even survive a year in prison. He'll survive. He's not going to die, but it's rough. It's not gentle in prison. In Korea. CJDADJ93 for 5 says, for you, think this will possibly create a new case law for nuisance streamers? Yes, this will create in Korea case law, and I think Japan is watching this closely. If you watch my Twitter especially, and I know not everybody has Twitter or X, but if you watch my X, I am being retweeted a lot by the people in Japan, particularly the lawmakers, and there's a lawyer in Japan that's following my stuff and watching me watch these people and Johnny Somali. They're watching this and how they enforce it over there. So I think this... in Korea, if they come down hard, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Japan to follow suit. I think that Japan is going to say, okay, we can't let Korea be tougher than us, right? There's a little bit of inter-country competition in a good way, right? And they're going to say, okay, they gave these guys jail time, we're doing it too. Asian Dragon 456 says, oh yeah, the Second Amendment's also vague in my opinion. There's a lot of self-defense scenarios that might happen with nuisance streamers. Ray Redeye says how paying taxes works when in foreign prison. You still have to pay the U.S. government. Even if you are in jail, if you are an American, no matter what, You still have to file your taxes. They could be zero, but you have to file them. Fun facts. You still have to file your taxes. Even when you're in a prison in Cambodia, you would still have to file your taxes. Yeah, that's right. Or Lesotho. So yeah, you still got to pay. Uncle Sam is coming for his blood money. Trust me. Now, non-Americans, that may not apply to you. Okay. Non-Americans, your tax systems are different. So that only is for Americans. Taystix for 2 says, going to owe fees for a public defender if he loses? No. It's not a civil case. It's a criminal. So no, he doesn't owe anything to the public defender. Brownout 1993 for 5 says, would being sentenced in a different country affect your history and profile back in America? It could, especially if it's a felony. But you're supposed to disclose a lot of things, for example, when you're like hired. And I'm sure that that's something he's not disclosing. But I'm sure that other people, when Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael tries to apply for a job, I'm sure they're going to inform his employer via email of his criminal history. I'm sure that would happen. All right, so let's go on to this second part here that I want to share with you guys. So obviously, we have the next court date, which will be, either in a couple weeks or a month or two. So this is not going to be over. His sentencing is not going to be over. And once again, you guys are going to hear from me both through live tweeting and then 2 streams. One where I do a quick summary, off the cuff, off rip, and another one with more of a transcript. It's more line by line. Okay? So 2 live streams. And I'll get back to you on the timing of those, but that will be tomorrow. But we have some updates. And so in case you guys didn't know, Ramsey is not happy with Ice Poseidon and his crew. They used to be bros. They used to be. And trying to say they weren't, that's bullshit. They were at one point, long ago, they were bros. Now they're not. Now they don't like each other. Now they hate each other. Now they're both trying to screw each other. But there's been threats by Johnny Somali against Ice Poseidon. So we're going to cover that today because we've now learned that just days after this court date, the Ice Poseidon crew and all those streamers that Johnny Somali wants to fight are coming to Busan, Korea. Ultra Fine Point for $100. Hold on.
Yes.
Thank you so much. He goes on to say, lived in Daegu. Yeah, I was in Daegu too. Daegu. I was near Chimsan. Chimsan, if you know Daegu. Part of Epic English program in Korea. Spent the whole time building relationships and bonds. This idiot has single-handedly broken the trust that me and thousands of others built for decades, sent him to the rock picking fields. Exactly. And, a lot of the people that grew up there, they understand. If you were a teacher at a Hagwon, right? Shout out to my Hagwon teachers. I know there's a lot of teachers that watch my stuff, also international school kids. Shout out to you guys too. Those people are going to remember you. And they're going to look and they're going to say, you, and I don't know your name, but I'll say, call you Ultra, right? They're going to be like, Ultra was nothing like Johnny Somali. He was plus Ultra. I'm making a little bit of a weeb reference here. Sorry, it's a thing. He was a cool guy. Johnny Somali's a dick and an asshole. And obviously not all Americans are like that because they know you and they know that you weren't like that, right? So don't be disheartened that all of a sudden everybody here thinks people are evil. Watch my interviews. Watch my interview with Bang TV. Watch my interview with Dalgun. Those guys know it too, right? They know it too. They know that not all Americans are like that. They know that. But they also now do have to look over their shoulder a little bit. And that is annoying. It's annoying that they have to look back and check over their shoulder because they need to make sure these guys are legit. It's sad. It's very sad. We used to just all be able to have fun and enjoy ourselves and relax and chill here. And now we can't do that because they ruined that. Now there has to be a little bit of apprehension. That doesn't mean they treat anybody badly, but it does hurt overall in terms of the security, everybody else looking twice, right? But when they see you with a phone, are you nuisance streaming? That's going to be a question they're going to forever ask. And you can't put that genie back in the bottle. That's out there. That's done. So yeah. Let's see here. Sergeant E5 says 2 things guaranteed in life: death and taxes. Second to none. Yep. Yep. Second ID, second to none. Yep. It's an infantry division. Infantry division. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sergeant. Silbury says, Naruto, run to the courthouse. They can't get us all. No, I'm not doing the Naruto run to the courthouse. Okay, come on. I make one shonen reference and you guys get out of hand, okay? You shonen fans, you control yourselves. You control yourselves, okay? Riga says, plus ultra, God, why is this lawyer such a weeb? Then again, I am too. I can't say shit. Yeah, in case you didn't know, hold on. We actually had a good fan. I don't know if you guys all saw this the other day because, I forget which stream this was on, but I got called out. By one of you guys, and they made this for me, and we're gonna make this into like more of a thing, but we've definitely got this in the kitty here, so appreciate that. Never deny being a weeb. I do watch a lot of anime. That is factual. You've got me, guys. You got me. And I read manhwa. I actually like Korean manhwa. I tend to watch anime and read manhwa because there's much more manhwa to read in general. I do like manhwa recaps, though. I'm a big fan of manhwa recaps. Ryobi says, you are the VTuber lawyer. Exactly. You should know that. Come on. I kind of have a little bit of a history. Nene Escobar for 99 says, hey, what's up? We've already established I'm autistic. Just now I'd figured out how to become a member. Maybe next year I'll learn the gift. Have fun at the trial. Yes, I will. It's all right. And it's cool being autistic. Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly positive. And like I said before, lots of really cool things and ways to think that people can bring out by being neurodivergent, by thinking about a little bit differently. If you frame it in a positive light and you focus on the things you're good at, which I think everybody should do, right? Which is awesome. Call me Katie for 10. Canadian says, hold my soju and watch this. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And Gabe for 2,000 said, Daegu Gangsters, my man, my fellow bro. He was also in Daegu. All based boys start in Daegu, South Korea. If you're based, you've started in Daegu. You've been based in Daegu. Katie Lepstos for $9.99 says, all Johnny's holes are going to be a few inches wider by the time he gets out of jail. That's from the cabbage. Call me Katie dropping another 20. What?
Emotional damage.
To 450. We at 450. 450 legal mindset memberships today. More than all of the members that Johnny has in his pathetic little group. It's sad. Asian Dragon says, let them come to Busan and get the people to ask them, do you have a work visa? Call the police and CTV to follow them. They should ask if they have a work visa. And they should also ask them if they have a criminal history. And if they don't disclose that, most of them are lying and are defrauding immigration. So if they don't disclose their criminal history in multiple countries, most of them do have criminal charges in multiple countries, they're lying. So, that's one thing that they should stop all these guys. By the way, Johnny probably lied on that too. Johnny probably lied about his criminal history. Did he disclose he had a criminal history in Japan? Probably not. Just pointing things out here. Purplish is a new member. Welcome. Thank you. Asian Dragon 456 gifted 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Geodax is so close to 1:6 ratio of viewers that are members. That is a crazy ratio. The fact that we're we're at 475 out of 3,200. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Sergeant E5 says, I'm based, but I was in KC and JSA 8991. Oh, that's cool, though. That's awesome. The JSA, bro, that's the front fucking line right there. That's tree chopping territory. If you guys don't know about the story about the tree war, where we almost nuked North Korea over that, over the tree. But we got that fucking tree, because it was a huge incident. It was a huge incident. Look that up. The border incident. The JSA, there were some real hardcore incidents going down there over the years. And B-Rod says, is South Korea charge terrorists when Johnny Somali comes back to the USA? They should tariff him because nobody wants to import that BS. Nobody wants that in their country. Sonny and Chris, welcome as a new member. Garfield's at Bizarre Adventures says, as a foreigner in Eastern countries, have you experienced any animosity from the locals since all the dumb foreign influence showed up? No. However, I have seen no streaming. And I have seen people looking at you when you're recording. That's about it. And they are more strict about the no recording. Now, in some places, they've always kind of been like that. Like if you go to like a nightclub, they usually are like that. Like they don't want you to record nightclubs because there's too much. Just I think it's a competition thing. But now it's even more. I mean, if you saw, there was a big incident with them in Okinawa with one of the nightclubs there. So like there's all sorts of issues. There's all sorts of issues. But yes, it hasn't been horrible, but they're noticing. Everybody's still friendly and everything's amazing. I mean, my life has not gotten any worse. Also, I live here, so people know me. So when I go into my local cafe, everybody knows me. They know what I order at my cafe. And they're like, oh, you want the regular, right? And I'm like, yes. Or die if I'm in Thailand, right? In Korea, that was the way it was when I was here full time. They knew what I got every single time. Sonny Chris gifted 5 Lego Mindset memberships and Ice Princess Bubbles 71 for 5.
Yes.
You both here. All right, so let me show you guys the clip here real quick. Also, somebody mentioned it here. I'm here for the scup, Operation Paul Bunyan. That's right, you got it. Thank you. And then Aaron said, Nakuka for $4.99. Thank you. Let's show you guys this clip of Ice Poseidon, where he confirms he's coming there on the 10th. So this is a clip. I actually made this clip from a longer. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure the audio is on. I don't think the audio was playing. He's on a call with Suspendus, Sus, Sussy Sus, and listen to what he says here.
So anyway, I finally finished what I had to do, so now I can rejoin you for the rest of the trip. But I wanted to I don't want you to say anything live while I'm streaming, but just let me know where you think it's best for me to go, because I feel like it's a waste of money if I'm just going to fly to Japan and then you're going to be out of there. So if, you know what I mean? Like, just let me know where I should go.
Hey, just meet me in Busan.
Alright, then that's what I'll do. Alright, I'll just see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there on the 10th.
Alright, that sounds good enough. I'm sorry it took me a little bit of...
So they had to. Now that is interesting because they have now moved everything up. So my impression was they were going to go on like the 19th or later, but now they've moved this up to the 10th. That is literally 3 days away, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's already the 7th here. So we're already on the day of the trial. In 3 days, they're going to come to Korea, to Busan. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but usually in Korean cinema, all the gangsters, like the accent of the gangsters is usually a Busan accent or a Jola accent, right? So it's not a place to go if you want to fuck around because you're going to catch a fight. Probably the only time that I ever almost got in a fight was I spent a Halloween in Somyeon, downtown, and there were some folks that were drunk, and I could tell if I did anything offensive to them, they would have fought me, but I didn't do anything offensive to them at all. Like if I tried something, they would, or like, was in any way like disrespectful to them, they would have done something. Busan is not an area where you screw around, right? Not at all. So they better be on their best behavior in Busan. Let's just say that right now, or they're going to definitely catch hands in Busan. And this is relevant even further. I'm going to point this out here because Johnny Somali said in February that he was going to confront them. Let's go to the tape here. Let's roll the tape here. We've got the text messages from his Discord. Johnny Somali, I got banned from ABZ server. I told that fat fuck to keep my name out of his mouth. I DM'd him on Instagram. Stop playing with me. Me and Hank pulled up on Joel. It ain't shit to pull up on ABZ and ICE for talking the same shit. So the implication there is that they're going to come and confront them when they come physically. I mean, that's a physical confrontation, right? In Busan, right? And then let's go to the next one. He's got a couple more here. The judge even said you left immediately after being told to, but you're guilty because you didn't turn down the volume on the donation. These kick streamers aren't such retards. Literally, this is Johnny Somali. Can you imagine being called a retard by Johnny Somali? Can you imagine that? Like, this is the king of missing chromosomes and brain cells. And he's going to call you out? Right? It's pretty... Anyways. Okay. And then there's one more here. where Johnny said, I low-key need that. It's going to be Korean War Part 2 when I go live. Someone's Asian grandma getting slapped. I don't give a fuck. So Johnny Somali planning to go live, planning to get confrontational, planning to get up in their face in Busan. It is really interesting because we'll see if he actually does it. I think he may get scared after the trial. He may be so scared. He may be just totally wiped out, and he may not have the balls to do it. We'll see. We'll see. I think he's just talking big. I think he won't actually go and do it. But if he does, that'll be a whole nother thing. That'll be a whole nother thing. Shadow 91869 Night Crew gifted 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Geodax or Lodat Sack for £5 says throwing stones from glass houses. Yep. Sergeant E5 for 20 says Panjamun Axe Murders. Yep. Beneficius was named Camp Artur Boniface, Captain Artur Boniface, August 1976. Thank you, Sergeant E5. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it was a crazy scenario, but you got to remember those people. Whenever I read those stories about people that came before, there's a moment in my heart that goes out to those people that gave up their lives doing those jobs and the real danger that these people faced. And then even going back to the Korean War, one of the most forgotten wars out there, it didn't have it doesn't have the same cinematic sexiness of World War II, right? They're not doing Band of Brothers in the Pacific and all that about the Korean War. But there were so many people that fought and died here. It really deeply affected this country. This country was devastated, absolutely the most poverty-stricken in all of Asia after that war. Barely survived through the sacrifices of many people, including, children, women. Everybody gave to the cause, young, old, sacrificing for this country. Horrible things that happened. And it really is an inspiring story to hear the comeback of the country to what it is today, one of the top economies in the world. Salvador Caligras de Carril says, for 100 Argentina, says, being someone that lives in a very touristic city. Yeah, same here. I grew up in Miami. I mean, super touristic. I can tell we don't prejudge people based on their origin, rather their behavior. So for U.S. people wondering about foreign perception, don't sweat it. Yeah, exactly. I look at people, are you an asshole or are you a good person? I don't care about your skin color. I don't. It really doesn't matter. I don't care if you're whatever XYZ. I don't care if you identify as a Martian. It doesn't matter to me. If you're a nice person, I will treat you nicely. And you treat me nicely, right? I will treat you nicely as well. Yeah, my uncle was in the Korean War. Same here in Vietnam. Yeah, no, there's some crazy sacrifices in that war. And once again, I'm downplaying Vietnam, or I'm not downplaying any other conflict, Afghanistan or Gulf or Desert Storm or anything else. But, I think we need to take a beat sometimes to think about that. And also to think about the people that sacrifice themselves in war. And that war is a very serious thing to engage in that damages generations of people. So we should be thinking very carefully about that. That's all. That's my thought. Shayro says, more loot goblins incoming. Looks like it. Ryobi said, someone call Yudagun Origa. Oh, he's been called. Oh, the bat signal has gone out. Don't worry. He knows. Aaron for 999 said, Andrew, love your channel and the work you do. I guess covering Johnny Somali. If he tries to go back to the U.S. and does news stream on U.S. colleges, he's going to catch beatings. He won't do it. He actually has said, you know what he said? He said, I'm most afraid of Americans. He said that. He's afraid of Americans and Westerners that are here. It's insane because he knows that he's an embarrassment to our country. He knows that. He knows that if Americans see this, they will beat his ass. Like, it's just like a normal reaction because he's making all of us look bad. We have the association with him. Asian Dragon says, people of Busan, look at this live and where they're going to harass your community. Better get ready to defend. Yeah, no, feel free to go to X. You can use that clip and you can spread it around. Now we have an official announcement. He's probably going from Fukuoka, probably taking the ferry, the Beetle. So I don't know if he'll be stopped again. Maybe people will contact that ferry and stop him. Or maybe he'll fly. I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. But if they're going to Fukuoka, if they're in Fukuoka, then they'll probably try to take the Beetle, the JR Beetle, over. Passage can be denied on that one too, just like the other ferry. So it is very possible they could be stopped a second time because they were already stopped once by the Coast Guard. JK Insights for 5. The chance of Ice Poseidon being refused entry to Japan after Busan. Possible. Very possible. I don't want to give odds. I would say if I really had to give odds, it's under 50%, but it's not zero. Let me put it that way. It's under 50%, but not zero. of all of those people being denied. Captain Columbo says there's a case in Virginia where nuisance streamer Tanner Cook got shot. Shooter was only found guilty of the gun charge. Yeah. And once again, I don't encourage violence. I encourage using our legal system. But there's times in which I'm just saying these are the types of things that will happen in these countries, in these scenarios. The legal system exists, but people will always find extra legal ways to mete out justice if they feel like justice is not being served. That's what we heard from Dalgun. We heard there's a lot of people like scammers, for example, in Korea that just get away with it. And people felt like, hey, we need to take justice in our own hands. Fat Factor for 5 says, part of me wishes Johnny did his content in Higasha Onomichi. They have ways to deal with people like him involving warehouses and fishing boats. Interesting. Mantis for 5 says, Busan is about to eat those streamers alive. We'll see. 3 days. I'll be here. Now, I won't go to Busan, but I will be here. Nick Atkins says for 5, the fat electrician tells about the War of the Tree. Yes, it's a good story. You guys should really listen to it. It's just, stories like that are sacrifices that were given by generations that were really dedicated to what they did and dedicated to standing for the ideals they believed in. Really, really crazy. All right. So that's what we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, all 3,000 of you. Tomorrow, remember, trial, live tweeting. Follow my Twitter if you want live tweets. YouTube stream as soon as I can get it up. Second YouTube stream with full transcript whenever we get the transcript. So we're going to have a lot of content tomorrow. Stay tuned. Stay posted. I'll maybe try to post in the community tab. I'll let you guys know. Love you guys. Appreciate your support. Also, thank you to Anime Fan 3794 member for 8 months. Appreciate you. Thank you guys. We had almost 500 new members tonight. 493 new members. Almost 500 new members. That's almost a sixth of what we had viewing tonight. You know how deeply Ramsey is coping and seething right now? Almost 500 new members. Super base. Thank you to the big gifters. Thank you guys for supporting me. If you want to buy a coffee or a tea, like I said, anything like that, I'll put the link in the description for the Ko-Fi. You guys can always support me there. That gets to me instantly. YouTube takes a month to get around. But if you want to do that, you can do that. Up to you, of course, always, as always, everything is up to you, what you want to do or not do, support or not support. But thank you guys for supporting me, for being here. Thank you for supporting the team. And thank you for supporting everything that I've done. I appreciate all of you guys. I love you guys all, and have a wonderful time. I'll leave you with what Ramsey and Hank are surely doing tonight.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.